Does your tone quality sound smooth from low to middle to high voice? Or do you sound like you have 2 or 3 different voices? Or worse yet, maybe you sound like 2 or 3 different people. I'm going to tell you the top 4 reasons why your voice might not be consistent throughout your entire range, and then we are going to do 5 exercises, beginning with simple ones and going to very difficult. Let's go. Welcome back to another edition of Victoria's Vocal Tips. 30 years of teaching voice, 42 years of studying voice, all different styles. I take serious vocal technique and make it simple and fun. Today's topic comes from Zance, one of my YouTube subscribers, and he states that there is a noticeable difference when he goes from his chest voice into his mixed voice. Friends, this is super common and says to me the number 1 reason now that there is inconsistency in the voice is because the singer has not mastered the mixed voice or blend. I have an entire playlist on mixed voice, so we're not going to go into the mechanics here. Now, I don't care what you call it when you migrate from the low register to the middle register to the high register. If you are singing with balance, singing properly, the whole voice feels like an entire blend without any breaks or holes. Just like we do in the siren. Here we go. Ah! Again. Ah! Super smooth. No breaks, blips, or holes. See my playlist on the mixed voice where I also talk about the passaggio or the bridge, where we transition from one register to the next. A big issue that a lot of singers have is they try to pretend that there is no shift. There must be a shift, just like when you're driving an automatic transmission. If you don't allow that shift to happen, well then, you're putting a low lid on your voice and you will always crack or have a big hole. So we learn to go from our chest voice into our chest blend, into our head blend, into our head. Then coming down, head voice into our head blend, into our chest blend, into our chest. And when we approach the voice this way, there is no more fear of registers. Now the principle is the same, male or female, pop to opera. The vocal folds stretch and thin as you ascend in pitch, and they shorten and thicken as you descend. This takes away the fear. The worst fear is when we panic in the middle of a song. Oh my God, I'm as high as I go. I have to switch voices. We don't switch voices, we migrate. So I want you to think of something that you may have never thought of before, and that's that every note in your range must have something in common with the note before and the note after. You know, I hardly ever use the word mix when I'm working with a student one-on-one, unless they are too heavy or too light, because our goal is to feel like we have one voice, blending. This takes us to reason number 2 that I hear in inconsistent singing: lack of resonance to tie the tones together. Remember, resonance is what can help unite your entire voice, especially ring. Ring can often help mask any holes and breaks in the voice. We're going to do some exercises to tie this all together, but watch my playlist on better tone quality for singing. All links are always in the description below. Reason number 3 for inconsistent singing: inadequate breath support. Remember, as we go higher, if we do nothing, for most singers, those vocal folds are going to want to come apart. We're asking ourselves to do something that's not entirely natural. We don't speak super high, but yet we want to sing that high. We must know what to do. This doesn't come naturally, so do not be frustrated if it doesn't come immediately, and do not be frustrated if your high notes are weak, because they need to be strengthened and developed. So for most singers, as we sing higher, we need more energy. What about when we have long lines? What about when we have big jumps? We better master our breath support. Watch my videos in my playlist on breathing and breath support. The fourth reason for inconsistency, the tight throat. A lot of singers get tight as they get higher. That larynx jumps up, the vocal folds squeeze, the throat squeezes, the jaw gets tight, the tongue gets tight, everything snowballs. So, watch my videos in my playlist on the tight throat, jaw, and tongue. It's a lot easier for me to tell you to watch those videos. Otherwise, we would be here for probably 6 hours. Okay, it's time for our exercises. Exercise 1, super easy that everyone can do, and that's humming with space between the molars at all times, please, like this. Here we go. Oh, do you feel that migration from low to middle to high? You feel that focus and ping in the front of your face? That's helping to tie your whole voice together. Every pitch had something in common with the pitch before and the pitch after. Now, let's do our second easy exercise, the spoken siren, like this. Ah! Here we go. Ah! You see, you've just sirened through your entire range with no holes, cracks, or blips. Plus, it was easy. Okay, now we come to your medicine. Slow scales are going to be your medicine. I do these exercises myself, and all of my students hopefully do. We're going to jump right into typical problem areas so that we can fix these issues. I'm going to do it wrong first. Ba 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 ba. Do you hear that hole on the top? Ba 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 ba. Oh, no abrupt changing of voices. This would be a far better approach. Ba 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 ba. I migrated. So let's do it. Ba 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 ba. Keep going. So the first problem area I find most common is right here, which is the passaggio for many singers. That's E flat, E, F4. Okay, the second area is right here. A flat, A, B flat. So, what do we do? Ba 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 ba. Now, don't copy my voice. See where your own transitions are and how to make them smoother. Let's think about our 4 reasons. Your blend or your mix, gradual. Number 2, breath support. Number 3, consistent or even resonance. And number 4, keeping the throat nice and free. We can do it on beep. Beep, 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 beep. Remember, E is one of those tricky vowels for a lot of singers. If you have trouble with your E or your O's or your A's, make sure to see my playlist on the different vowels for singing. Let's do one more and pay attention to how you migrate gradually and how your resonance is consistent, how it takes a bit more energy and breath support for most people to sing higher. Here we go. Beep, 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 beep. No cracks, blips, or holes. So if you want to follow on your own keyboard, I started out at middle C, C4. And we ended right here. We ended on B4. Okay, now that was only the easier 5-tone scale. But for exercise 4, we are going to go to the 9-tone scale, which will be more challenging because now we are covering a bigger range and shifting registers. But no problem, because you're going to be so smooth, it's going to be a piece of cake, right? Sounds like this. I'm going to start on A3, and I'm going to go to bub. Ba 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 ba. Here we go, together. Okay? You may need to take this very slowly. Remember, this is your medicine. Let's do the next one slowly. Remember, don't deny the need for the voice to shift. It must, but you don't want it to clunk. It needs to be gradual so that it can be smooth. If you want to master your passaggio, your bridges, you must practice this area of the voice every day. I tell my students to live there for a few minutes every day. Right in here, or right in here. Over and over and over, so you get that muscle memory and it becomes easier. I always recommend that you record, or better yet, video yourself in your practice sessions and see, does the voice sound even? Watch my video on how to be your own teacher in between lessons. Finally, we come to our last and challenging exercise, the 2-octave scale, and it goes like this. I started on G3. It sounds like this. Ba 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 ba. All in one breath. Here we go. I know I don't play like Chopin. Okay, if you can't make it all the way through one breath, then breathe. If you can make it smoothly through 2 octaves, imagine that. You can sing most of your songs smoothly. It will be more challenging when you put the words in, but you see how the exercises build and train the voice. And by the way, if you still have not joined Victoria's vocal exercise program, my unique singing program, where I teach you over 100 different exercise combinations that you can apply in your singing right now, be sure to see the instructions in the description below. It's very affordable and includes a piano backing track. Victoria's Wisdom. When singing with balance, your entire voice will feel like one smooth blend, migrating from one register to the next. Take away the fears of low, middle, and high voice, and have more fun singing one smooth voice. I hope you have enjoyed another edition of Victoria's Vocal Tips. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, leave me some comments, leave me some thumbs up, and continue migrating instead of clunking your entire voice. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon.